Good morning, everybody. So today we're off to St. Mary's City. They're having their May Day event, so stay tuned. St. Mary's City is a former colonial town that was Maryland's first colonial settlement and capital. It is now a large state-run historic area reconstruction of the original colonial settlement, living history area, and museum complex, also known as Historic St. Mary's City. St. Mary's City is the historic site of the founding of the colony of Maryland, then called the Providence of Maryland. The original settlement was also the fourth oldest permanent English settlement in the United States. It is an unincorporated community under state law and is located in southern St. Mary's County, Maryland, which in turn is the southernmost tip of the state of Maryland on the western shore of the Chesapeake Bay.
St. Mary's City will long be a place for continuing discovery, and it will remain a place of honored memory.
During your visit to historic St. Mary's City, be sure to explore the Shop and Farthing's Ordinary.
Heading down to the boat, but it is super duper windy today. The first expedition from England to the planned colony of Maryland was undertaken by Cecilius Calvert, the second Baron Baltimore, and consisted of two ships, the Ark and the Dove, that had formerly belonged to his father, George Calvert. The two ships departed Gravesend in Kent off of the English Channel with 128 settlers on board and, after being chased down and brought back to the British Royal Navy so that the departed settlers could take the oath of the allegiance to the King of England as required by law, sailed in October 1633 for the Isle of Wight to pick up more settlers. At the Isle of Wight, the Dover and her largest sister ship, the Ark, embarked again nearly 200 more settlers before settling out across the Atlantic. The two ships landed on March 25th at what is now St. Mary's, then the site of a Native American village, and they began the work of establishing a settlement there. Yeah, it's chilly out here.
Put the stick in, hitting the top with the stick.
The ticket that you're already wearing covers the artifact exhibit in here.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right,
and then
great.
we've got a 10-minute film in the back if you did not already watch it over at the gift shop.
Okay, thank you.
I understand with that primitive technology.
There's certainly a lot of history in this town. It's a lot to take in. Now I'm heading in to watch a movie.
All of the sites around historic St. Mary City are just a short walk or drive from the visitor center, where costumed interpreters will teach you the historic significance of each site and answer your questions.
So the film was really good, and I learned a lot. And now I'm going to do some walking around. I got my little map. We're going to see what we can find. We should be coming up to some woodland Indian hamlets, which they did talk about on the movie. So we're moving along. Okay. Check out the little house. Don't know if it'll hold out the rain. And that's pretty cool. They have fires inside too. Good morning, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
This is your first visit?
It is.
Well, I'm Tim. So this
Okay.
is our representation of what the colonists and the Indians' interaction would have been in the year 1634.
Okay.
So as you go in the first witch hut, you're going to see English items such as metal tools, axes, steel, things that the English would have brought
Okay.
because they were actually housed in Yakamako dwellings for a period of time while they built their English-style dwellings. So this is
cool.
where the English were staying temporarily,
Okay.
and they were instructed to have good relations with the natives. They learned from the Virginians and other previous attempts, and they knew that it would be a good idea to have as many allies as they could. So the English brought along copper and steel, wool, articles to trade.
Right. And who were the people that were living here? I was watching the movie at the visitor center, and there was a
The
name.
natives, the Yakamako.
Yakamako. Okay. Yeah, that was really neat. And they're the ones that built these huts?
These we built ourselves.
As replicas?
As replicas.
Okay.
They're pictures of Yakamako dwellings, and that's very helpful, but it's not as helpful as having an instruction manual. There's nothing like that.
Right.
So the way we learn to build these houses is by doing it.
And I mean, does the rain come through? I mean,
It's very water resistant.
It is.
If there was a
okay.
torrential downpour, you'd have a few leaks, but then
Right.
you could go up and you could fix it.
Very clever.
I'll tell you, the first colonists remarked how smoky the Indians were and how smoky their dwellings were, and that was coming from a people who were very accustomed to wood smoke.
That's true.
So these doors are handicap accessible.
Oh, that's nice.
The true Yakamako door would be lower. They said you would have to do a half bear crawl to get in,
Oh, okay.
and that would keep a lot more smoke inside.
Oh, you have the
keep it
fire
warmer.
going.
And that would allow you to dry furs up top in the smoke, dry meat,
That is clever.
vegetables. And this is going to be where you'd sleep.
Right.
Primarily
Are
it's
these
only
the
these.
beds here? Or?
This is your bedding,
Oh, okay.
and you'd have a large extended family sleeping in here. If there wasn't enough room on the beds, the kids could sleep on the ground.
Very neat.
Yep.
And these are more tools and things that they would have had?
Correct. Now the English did bring along copper pots. They thought the natives are going to love to have copper so they can boil water. But the Yakamako already had vessels. They had clay pots, they had gourds that could hold water. So they took the copper and they made it into jewelry and decoration.
Oh, clever. Okay, well that was very interesting. So now we're going to walk over to the chapel and check that out. Okay, so we made it to the barn in good timing because now it's raining. And I'm in the middle of a field. Yeah, check this out. So we're gonna learn about the barn. So it says here that tobacco was put in these big barrels, which you can see back here. It says tobacco produced large profits, but only if it could be sold. And in the 17th and 18th century, tobacco was packed in wooden barrels called hogsheads for direct shipment to Europe. So, there's some hogsheads. Pressing station. Tightly compress the tobacco into the hogsheads. It's like a big old vice. So this is the tobacco barn.
Tell you a little bit about the place, and then we'll print something.
Okay.
We'll open this up so I can. This one has some light.
So this is the printer, huh?
This is a print house. We knew there may have been a printer here, but we weren't sure. We knew there was there had been these, William down in Nunhead had been in Jamestown, Williamsburg area, and they were thrown out because they had printed something the King of England didn't like. And what it really done, they used to pass the laws, and they would propose a law, print it up, send it to the king, he'd bless it, send it back, and then they'd print it and publish it. Well, sometimes that whole process took about 2 years. What does it feel like? You know why? Because that's what it is. Take old clothing. Good, have a seat. Take old clothing, shred it up, old linen clothing. Remember, linen comes from the flax plant. Take old linen clothing, shred it up, put it in water, let it sit for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever. Then mix it up with some rosin, the sticky stuff from trees, and the hair, like this color, and you get paper. It lasts better in the environment than the wood cellulose paper. Yeah, don't you all sit at a keyboard and you type, right? This is my keyboard. Capital letters up here. I take one letter at a time. And put on a composing stick. Now, we're going to ready to do some printing. You want to go work? I thought you did. Come here. No, I'll tell you what, I'll put you over there. You're going to be the bear. Son, you come here. Come around here. Come on this side. Okay, now don't get ink on you because Mama won't like it if you put ink on the Bronco shirt. Hold your hand straight out like this. All right, now, put you up higher. Now, tap all these letters all the way around. And don't miss any because if you did, we'll make you do it again. Okay, no, they'll be gentle. Don't hurt me. Okay, we got it? Now you should be able to do it. 2 people working together, even these 2 right here who've not been trained yet, but they will get there. I believe there's potential. You should be able to do one every 15 seconds, 240 copies in an hour. How long will it take you to handwrite stuff? A long time. Now, why don't you go back and have a seat, son? It looks like you've done a good job here. Okay? And now you get on the other side of a devil's tail. I got it. All right, that's the devil's tail right there. All right, now this is a printing press. So it's going to, when you turn that, push that thing all the way over here. You're the bear. You always have one arm bigger than the other because you got to pull the devil's tail. Okay, when you pull around here, this thing is going to press down. Go ahead and do it. Push it. No, like that. Push that. Push all the way down. Watch it press down. Keep going until you get here. Come on. Don't wait.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep
Good
going.
job. Now
Keep
take it back the other way. And see the press came back up.
Oh.
It's a printing press. Have a seat.
Oh, very cool.
Nice work.
Awesome.
No, we may keep you. No smudges. There's tobacco spelled 3 different ways in one line.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the visit here in St. Mary's City as much as I did. I really enjoyed walking around. Super pretty here. The rain stopped, semi-sunny, but it's not hot, so that's super nice. And I thank you for joining us today. As always, we'll be back soon with more videos. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.